Baiklah, kami dari kelompok 10 mata kuliah praktikum keamanan cyber akan mempresentasikan hasil dari tugas kami, yaitu tugas ke-10. Sebelum itu saya akan memperkenalkan anggota kami terlebih dahulu. Perkenalkan, nama saya Rizka Mulia Cahyati Mokodompit dengan NIM 210211060306 dan teman saya yaitu Juan Rindengan. Nah, berikut ini akan saya paparkan untuk tugas ke-10, yang dimana Lab Incident Handling atau penanganan insiden laboratorium. Tujuannya yaitu menerapkan pengetahuan Anda tentang prosedur penanganan insiden keamanan untuk merumuskan pertanyaan tentang skenario insiden yang diberikan. Jadi di sini kita akan merumuskan pertanyaan tentang skenario insiden yang telah diberikan. Untuk latar belakang atau skenario-nya yaitu computer security incident response has become a vital part of any organization. The process for handling a security incident can be complicated and involve many different groups. An organization must have standards for responding to incident in the form of policies, procedures, and checklists. To properly respond to a security incident, the security analyst must be trained to understand what to do and must also follow all of the guidelines outlined by the organization. There are many research available to help organizations create and maintain a computer incident response handling policy, but the NIST special publication 861 is specifically called by the CCNA CyberOps exam topics. This publication can be found here. Jadi di sini penanganan insiden keamanan komputer telah menjadi bagian penting dalam setiap organisasi. Proses penanganan insiden keamanan bisa jadi rumit dan melibatkan banyak kelompok yang berbeda. Sebuah organisasi harus memiliki standar untuk menanggapi insiden dalam bentuk kebijakan, prosedur, dan daftar periksa. Untuk menanggapi insiden keamanan dengan benar, analisis keamanan harus dilatih untuk memahami apa yang harus dilakukan dan juga harus mengikuti semua panduan yang digariskan oleh organisasi. Ada banyak sumber daya yang tersedia untuk membantu organisasi membuat dan memelihara kebijakan penanganan respon insiden komputer. Tetapi publikasi khusus NIST 861 secara khusus disebut dengan topik ujian CCNA CyberOps SecOps dan publikasi ini dapat ditemukan dalam link ini. Nah, kemudian untuk skenario 1, Warm and Distributed Denial of Service or DDoS agent infestation. Study the following scenario and discuss and determine the incident response handling questions that should be asked at each stage of the incident response process. Consider the details of the organizations and the CSIRC when formulating your questions. This scenario is about a small family-owned investment firm. The organization has only one location and less than 100 employees. On a Tuesday morning, a new worm is released. It spreads itself through removable media, and it can copy itself to open Windows shares. When the worm infects a host, it installs a DDoS agent. It was several hours after the worm started to spread before antivirus signatures became available. The organization had already incurred widespread infections, and the investment firm has hired a small team of security experts who often use the diamond model of security incident handling. Jadi kita pelajari skenario ini dan diskusikan serta tentukan pertanyaan penanganan tanggap darurat yang harus ditanyakan pada setiap tahap proses tanggap darurat. Kemudian pertimbangkan rincian organisasi dan CSIRC ketika merumuskan pertanyaan. Nah, di sini ada beberapa bagian preparation dan seterusnya. Jadi masing-masing di sini diberikan pertanyaan untuk skenario yang telah disebutkan, yaitu skenario 1. Langsung saja kita masuk pada preparation. Yang pertama, what preventive measures were in place to protect against worm and DDoS attacks? Langkah-langkah pencegahan apa yang dilakukan untuk melindungi dari serangan worm dan DDoS tadi? Atau distributed denial of service. And next, were there any incident response plans or procedures established prior to the incident? Apakah ada rencana atau prosedur tanggap darurat yang dibuat sebelum insiden terjadi? Next, did the organization have a dedicated computer security incident response center or CSIRC or a team responsible for incident response? Apakah organisasi memiliki pusat respon insiden, keamanan komputer, atau tim yang bertanggung jawab atas respon insiden? Next, were the security experts familiar with the Diamond model of security incident handling? Apakah para ahli keamanan sudah terbiasa dengan model berlian dalam penanganan insiden keamanan? Next, were there any security controls in place to restrict the use of removable media? Apakah ada kontrol keamanan yang diterapkan untuk membatasi penggunaan media yang dapat dipindahkan? And then how frequently were antivirus signatures update and distribute within the organization? Apakah seberapa sering tanda tangan antivirus diperbarui dan didistribusikan dalam organisasi? And then were employees educated on this risk associated with removable media and opening Windows shares? Apakah karyawan diberi edukasi tentang risiko yang terkait dengan media yang dapat dilepas dan membuka Windows? Lanjut pada detection and analysis. How was the initial detection of the worm and DDoS agent infestation made? What were the indicators of compromise that alerted the organization to the incident? How long did it take to identify the source and scope of the infestation? Next, were any network monitoring or intrusion detection systems in place to detect suspicious activities? Next, were there any log files or system monitoring tools that could provide insights into the infection spread? And then what were the specific characteristic of the worm and DDoS agent, and how did they affect the organization system and network? Kita masuk pada containment, eradication, and recovery. Penahanan, pemberantasan, dan pemulihan. Di mana what immediate actions were taken to contain the spread of the worm and the DDoS agent? How were infected systems identified and isolated from the network? Were backup systems available to restore affected system to a known clean state? Were there any challenges in eradicating the worm and DDoS agent from the network? Did the security experts collaborate with antivirus vendors to obtain and deploy update signatures? How long did it take to recover the organization system and resume normal operation? And then were there any residual risks or vulnerabilities that needed to be addressed after the incident. Kemudian post-incident activity, kegiatan pasca insiden. Yang mana were there any post-incident reviews or lessons learned session conducted? What improvements or change in places and procedures were recommended based on the incident? Were there any legal or regulatory requirements to report the incident to external entities? How was communication handled with employees, customers, and stakeholders during and after the incident? Were there any measures taken to prevent future similar incidents, such as implementing additional security controls or conducting employee training? And how was the incident response team debriefed and evaluated in terms of their handling of the incident? And then what measures were put in place to ensure the organization readiness for future incident? Nah, kemudian kita lanjut pada skenario 2, yaitu akses tidak sah ke catatan pengajian, unauthorized access to payroll records. Di sini, study the following scenario, discuss and determine the incident response handling questions that should be asked at each stage of the incident response process. Consider the details of the organization and the CSIRC when formulating your questions. This scenario is about a mid-sized hospital with multiple satellite office and medical service. The organization has dozens of locations employing more than 5,000 employees. Because of the size of the organization, they have adopted a CSIRC model with distributed incident response teams. They also have a coordinating team that watches over the CSIRTs and helps them to communicate with each other. On a Wednesday evening, the organization's physical security team received a call from a payroll administrator who saw an unknown person leave her office, run down the hallway, and exit the building. The administrator had left her workstation unlocked and unattended for only a few minutes. The payroll program is still login and on the main menu as it was when she left it, but the administrator noticed that the mouse appears to have been moved. The incident response team has been asked to acquire evidence related to the incident and to determine what actions were performed. The security teams practice the kill chain model and they understand how to use the various database. For an extra layer of protection, they have partially outsourced staffing to an MSSP for 24/7 monitoring. Jadi di sini skenario ini adalah tentang sebuah rumah sakit menengah dengan beberapa kantor, satelit, dan layanan medis. Organisasi ini memiliki lusinan lokasi yang mempekerjakan lebih dari 5.000 karyawan. Karena besarnya organisasi, mereka telah mengadopsi model CSIRC dengan tim tanggap insiden yang tersebar. Mereka juga memiliki tim koordinator yang mengawasi CSIRT dan membantu mereka untuk berkomunikasi satu sama lain. Nah, pada suatu Rabu malam, tim keamanan fisik organisasi menerima telepon dari administrator penggajian Pengajian yang melihat seseorang yang tidak dikenal meninggalkan kantornya, berlari di lorong, dan keluar dari gedung. Administrator tersebut telah meninggalkan stasiun kerjanya dalam keadaan tidak terkunci dan tanpa pengawasan selama beberapa menit. Program pengajian masih masuk dan berada di menu utama, seperti saat ia meninggalkannya, namun administrator tersebut menyadari bahwa mouse tampaknya telah dipindahkan. Tim tanggap insiden telah diminta untuk mendapatkan bukti yang terkait dengan insiden tersebut dan menentukan tindakan apa yang dilakukan. Nah, kemudian tim keamanan mempraktikkan model rantai pembunuh dan mereka memahami cara menggunakan basis data Veris untuk lapisan perlindungan ekstra. Mereka telah mengalihdayakan sebagian staf ke MSSP untuk pemantauan 24/7. Nah, di sini juga ada beberapa bagian yang sudah saya susun, saya dan teman saya, yang mana preparation, detection and analysis, containment and eradication and recovery, dan seterusnya. Nah, untuk preparation, what physical security measures were in place to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive areas and workstations? Were there any access controls or authentication mechanism in place to protect the payroll program and sensitive data? Were the incident response teams adequately trained and prepared to handle security incidents relate to unauthorized access? How were the incident response teams organized and distributed across the various locations? And then what communication channels and tools were established to facilitate coordination among the incident response teams? How frequently were security controls and monitoring systems reviewed and updated? And then what in specific procedures or guidelines were in place for acquiring and preserving evidence in case of an incident? Next, detection and analysis. How was the incident initially detected and reported to the physical security team? What evidence or indicators raised suspicions of unauthorized access to the payroll records? The next, did the MSSP monitoring system generate any alert or notifications related to the incident? Were there any surveillance cameras or access logs that could provide additional information about the unknown person? How long did it take to determine the extent of the unauthorized access and potential actions performed? And then next, were there any abnormal system behaviors or anomalies observed on the payroll program or the workstation? Kemudian kita masuk pada containment, eradication, and recovery, yang mana what immediate actions were taken to contain the potential impact of the unauthorized access. Where affected systems or workstations isolate from the network or taken offline for further analysis? Were backup system available to restore any compromised payroll records or other affected data? Did the incident response teams collaborate with the MSSP to identify any malicious activities or indicators of compromise? How long did it take to eradicate any unauthorized access and secure the payroll records? Were there any residual vulnerabilities or weaknesses in the system that needed to be addressed to prevent future incidents? Kemudian kita masuk pada post-incident activity. Mana was a post-incident review conducted to analyze the incident response process and identify areas for improvement. What actions or measures were recommended to prevent similar unauthorized access incident in the future? Were there any legal or regulatory requirements to report the incident to external entities such as data protection authorities? How was communication handled with the affected payroll administrator or other employees and stakeholders? Were there any changes or updates to the physical security measures or access control based on the incident? How was the incident response team's performance evaluated, and what lessons were learned from the incident? Did the organization review its partnership with the MSSP and assess the effectiveness effectiveness of their monitoring service? Nah, itulah sekian dari beberapa preparation dan seterusnya yang sudah diberikan pertanyaan untuk masing-masing skenario. Sekian dari tugas yang ke-10 kami. Terima kasih.